Storm hasn't been upgraded yet. And a DT for Bisu. Bisu loves the DTs. Sending in a DT into the main, and he's going to start picking off probes here. He's going to go for that cannon, try to focus it down. Probes now, and Dragoon's hunting down that shuttle, and that DT really didn't accomplish much of anything. I didn't see the kill count on it. I didn't think to check, but I can only imagine that he only got maybe 1 or 2 kills there. Potentially he killed the cannon as well, which would have been a win for him. But yeah, so Bisu now setting up his third, whereas Guemchi is not. So again, we're starting to slightly see some more of that deviation. And if Bisu can keep up this third, that's always what it comes down to in mirror matchups, is who can keep up that extra base, who can defend the extra base, or who loses the extra base. So if Bisu holds, like you've heard probably thousands of times, if Bisu holds, he will be in a definite leading position, and a definitive leading position rather. And yeah, so now High Templars are out for Guemchi, and just more pylons going up in the main for Bisu, and now some cannons going down. So just in case DTs were being produced for Guemchi, not going to accomplish anything in that third base. Archon being produced from the robotics facility apparently. And so yeah, Bisu opting, I think, to go more. I think he just had that extra gas buildup from having that secondary for so long. Like I said, though, with those extra bases just coming up so early in pro games these days, you do have a bit of a gas buildup if you do opt to take your gas, so you can build Archons, you can build more High Templar earlier on, as well as go for upgrades and tech and all kinds of gas-heavy things. So both players now just posturing up, and both players have a pretty sizable force, actually. I'm going to have to say that Guemchi, though, has a slightly larger force, and he does have Reavers as well, and popping a Goon there, as well as damaging a bunch of units there. I think Guemchi, now that he has that +1 upgrade as well, as I was talking about earlier, he really needs to push in here, especially to take down that secondary there, to eliminate that third base mining potential that Bisu has here. So now Guemchi is coming in here. He's got a couple of shots. The Reavers go down for Bisu. Storm's going all off over everything, and Guemchi now has a superior position. He can get pinched here. Oh, and a sweet Scarab going off there, picking off a High Templar that has not done anything. And it looks like Guemchi is going to get pinched in here, but he's been storming like crazy all over that bridge, and now he's morphing those High Templar into Archons. He has lost his Reavers, but those Reavers, I feel, were very effective, and it looks like Bisu may be able to push this back with that short supply route. Guemchi not reinforcing this attack, and it looks like Bisu, like I was saying before, he's going to hold off, and I think he's going to have a definitive advantage here. Storm's going off, really nice storm dodge there, not so much on that one though. Setting up a second storm there, and it looks like Guemchi really feels the pressure here. He really understands that his position is quite desperate, and he needs to push in and kind of kill this off, but I don't think it's going to be accomplished, especially not at this point in time. Bisu has recollected himself, and he does have a larger force than Guemchi does, so now it's up to Bisu to just keep stomping all over those extra bases, and that Guemchi's going to try to establish, and just a drop coming in here, actually. No, being forced off, almost losing that dropship. But yeah, it's up to Bisu to just stomp all over these bases that Guemchi's going to try to establish, as well as the forces that he's going to use to try to defend. If Guemchi can establish this base, which I don't think he will be able to, yeah, Zealot's now here running in. Absolutely no forces to reinforce coming in the backfield here. So yeah, Bisu's going to be able to pick off that cannon, run out, no more defenses, no detection, so that DT as well might be an option for Bisu to use at that 3 o'clock base. But yeah, so it looks like Guemchi's not looking to expand at this point. I'm pretty sure, though, that he knows that that base is up at that 530 position. I think he should have seen it by now. If not, then Bisu's just... I mean, Bisu's just got that one up that Guemchi doesn't know about. I don't know. I'm trying to think back. Maybe he didn't see it. There's potential that he might not have seen it, and that he might think that maybe he's in the lead now. Yeah, we can see an observer in the bottom left scouting out potential, maybe in Guemchi's mind, third base, but in actuality, it would be Bisu's fourth base. Okay, no. Okay. I'm sorry I've been staggering on this concept for so long, but no. Guemchi knows about that 530 base, and I'm just not sure what he's supposed to do now. Bisu has a larger force, he has a better economy, and he's just going to be able to squash and expand and squash and expand, as pretty much all mirror matchups go, other than TVT really. But yeah, so Guemchi now, he's setting up that 3 o'clock position, but and I'm not sure why Bisu's allowing him to have that base. Perhaps instead of, because it is on a ramp, a pretty tight ramp, where he could get a disadvantageous position and lose that army advantage that he has right now, and allow the game to balance out. I think what he's doing is he's recognizing that fact, and he's just going to expand rather than squash Guemchi's attempts to expand. Because I believe he is setting up actually at that 9 o'clock position. It looks like a Nexus on the minimap there. Again, these videos are not in the best of quality, and I think he's expanding to the bottom left as well. I know he's got a pylon going up there. He might be just waiting for cannons to go up before he decides to set up that Nexus, and that DT now taking down a pylon just in case he wants to slip a shuttle in there, perhaps, or if maybe Guemchi was looking to put up some cannons, and now that DT is going to go down, and Bisu just roaming his forces around, looking for spots where he can engage in an advantageous position. And now he's looping around the back there, and he's sending in a couple of sacrificial zealots into that side so that he can establish himself in between the natural and Guemchi's forces. So now both of these players, Bisu is forcing the engagement here. He's forcing Guemchi to either engage him or lose his expansion. And Guemchi, I think, is going to go for the counter here. He's going to go for Bisu's. Wow, it's gonna come down to an elimination race here, guys, and I definitely think that Bisu's gonna have this one. Bisu has the 6 o'clock position. He's got the bottom left and possibly the 9. And I think Bisu might actually, there's even potential for Bisu, due to his superior economy, he might be able to just produce, and hold that ramp. And no, it looks like Guemchi is going to breach as I say it. So so both these guys are just looking to eliminate each other. Bisu roaming now into the main of Guemchi. Guemchi in the main of Bisu right now, morphing Archons, trying to defend, trying to just get off more attacks, and it looks like Bisu is now going for that third base. He's going to try to do some economic harass, just make sure that Guemchi cannot produce the forces while he attacks the main here. So it looks like, yeah, Bisu's definitely going to be able to have this one, splitting his forces, going for that elimination. And you gotta love, guys, you have absolutely got to love the fact that Bisu is coming from the olden days, and he knows that in order to win an elimination race, you gotta eliminate everything. So he's splitting his forces, eliminating all the buildings at that 3 o'clock base, as well as the main. So it's going to come down to elimination. Guemchi's going to lose. He cannot produce. He might have a pylon up there at the 12 o'clock, but there's a whole mining base, and potentially 2 extra mining bases, and yeah, a ton of cannons going up there for Bisu. So Bisu's definitely going to be able to hold that. Guemchi has not split his forces yet. Not that he can afford to at this point. And losing some High Templars out in the middle of the field there, trying to storm as best he can. Might pick off that Reaver. Oh, and he picks it all off. Epic storm, and Guemchi, epic fail there. Tries to save that Reaver, but everything goes down. It would have went down anyways, but he could have at least saved that shuttle with the Reaver in it, and now it's looking extremely desperate. As soon as Guemchi moves out, Guemchi might have a hidden building somewhere, and he thinks he might be ahead because of it, but unfortunately for him, even if he does, yeah, there's that hidden building. He's going to throw up a pylon in Bisu's main, and he might just try to engage here, which would not be good for him. He does not have a superior army, and Bisu now can just reestablish himself in the main of the bottom left position, throw up some gateways, and start producing some more. Storms going off all across that bridge, and Guemchi's really used Bisu's own bridge to his disadvantage this entire game. But as we can see, though, Guemchi doesn't even have a control group of goons at this point, and he's getting stormed now as well. He's forced to morph Archons. He's running out of storm, and storm's really the only thing that can save you in these intense micro fights that you have to win. You really got to use that splash damage to your advantage, and yeah, it looks like he's just going to get stomped out here. Not that Bisu even needed to win this. Bisu could have absolutely no forces at this point in time, and he'd still win this game because of the cannons, because of the mining bases, and so on. So GG coming out from Guemchi. So it looks like SKT1 is going to go up 2-1, guys. I'm going to see you in set 4, and yeah, I'm excited to be doing this, guys. These have been some pretty epic games. So yeah, GG. See you guys in the next one.